Welcome to today's video, where I'll be diving into a deck I never thought I'd feature on this channel. This is the bold and brutally honest Oracle deck by chaotic wellness witch Mandi Em. A 60-card powerhouse designed to cut through the noise and help you tap into your inner wellness witch. I initially dismissed this one when I received it. It just didn't seem like my thing. But I was completely surprised by how much it resonated once I'd actually sat with it. Sometimes the decks we overlook end up speaking the loudest, don't they? So I'm curious, have you ever had that happen? A deck you didn't expect to connect with, only to have it blow you away later on? Let's take a closer look at the Witchcraft Therapy Oracle Deck. Hello ducks, it's Simon here. Welcome back to the Hermit's Cave. Wow, so what a difference. Today is wet, windy, grey, cold. No wonder there's lots of bugs going around at the minute. After this time last week, which was blue skies, blistering sun, sunglasses and t-shirts at the seaside. But it gives me an opportunity to spend some time at home and potter and tidy and, you know, just those kind of days where you don't have anything planned. And also gives me an opportunity to come on and play with cards. So that's all good. So you'll have seen from the introduction, we're going to be talking about the Witchcraft Therapy Oracle. I've also seen this build online as flashcards. But it doesn't say anything on the box about them being flashcards, but I get why they're being billed as that and labelled as that. This is by a practicing witch called Mandi Em. It's 60 cards, which is a really decent amount of cards. And as I said in the introduction, when I received the parcel last week from Cheryl and I just saw these on the back, my first reaction was like, no, I'm not gonna enjoy that. I just kind of thought it was like an affirmation deck. They have their place, don't get me wrong, and I've not lit any candles yet, and I need to. I always feel more, I don't know, more relaxed when I have some candles and some incense going, if I don't drop them. Yeah, I haven't got anything against affirmation decks at all. It's just that they had their place in my life probably around 20 years ago. And I'd pull a card, I'd try and recite the message throughout the day. At certain times I'd put it out. And now, personally, in my own spiritual journey, learning the tarot a lot more over the years, and with some oracle decks, that's an affirmation enough for me, because I will pull a card or 3 cards, and that's the message that goes with me through the day. But affirmations are great for changing mindsets, particularly if you want to develop a more positive outlook. Some can be a little bit toxic, you know, kind of being a little bit too dismissive of people's health conditions and things like that. So I do have also kind of advise caution when picking up affirmation decks, because life isn't always that simple. Anyway, I don't want to go off on a tangent. That's not what this is. And we got it out on Saturday night, Cheryl and I, and I really loved the kind of colours of the suits. I love the illustrations, and the words are actually quite powerful and no different to an oracle deck, really, and that's what it purports to be. It's also around therapy, in as much as, you know, it's working with the deck, taking the messages on board, and again, a bit like affirmation, having that reframing of our mindsets, and it's mental health magic. Again, I get nervous around people claiming books and decks can be a cure for mental health issues. As somebody who's been through that journey in my own life, it would have took more than a set of cards to help me. But again, you know, I've covered that in previous videos. And just like with any tarot reading that I do for people, I will never give medical advice. I'll always advise that they seek support from professionals. Anyway, I'm going to use this deck as an oracle deck, a daily pull, because I think it serves that purpose beautifully. The writing on the back is a little bit small, and white on black is always very difficult for me to read, but I'll give it a go. It says the Witchcraft Therapy Oracle is your supportive guide through the world of wellness witchery. Each card comes with insights and accessible rituals, both magic and mundane, making this deck a welcoming entry point for all, from first-time magic users to practice witches. Turn to the cards and guidebook for help and inspiration, whether you're building a daily mental health practice, navigating specific life challenges, or simply need to cut through the bullshit the world throws your way. And Mandi Em is a humanist, author, and chaotic wellness witch based in Vernon, British Columbia. And this is new out, it's 2025. It's in a very sturdy, we have to do the tap, don't we? A little knock. Very sturdy 2-part box. The publisher is Chronicle Prison. Not heard of them, but if the presentation is out to go by, it's really nice. We have metallic gold stamping in purple on the front and spot gloss for the little intricate designs. The book is quite chunky. It looks like you get 2 pages of keywords and writing. Looks like it's in 2 different parts as well, because yeah, you've got a practical ritual kind of activity that you can do on this side. You also get some keywords. So card 12 is embrace imperfect. I would have written that as embrace imperfection, but anyway, hello hot mess. There's magic in mayhem, and then it gives you an expansion on the card, the keyword that's on the card, and then I'll say an activity ritual type thing to do there. So, and they're broken down into categories. So you've got mindset, energetics, spirituality, connection. So 4 different suits. Oh, we got, yeah, spirituality, and then was it connection? Yeah, and you can see the colour associations then for each of the categories, which is the same as what's on the cards. So, and the book is 144 pages. So, really nice. The cards are lovely. I really like these backs. Really like them. They are nice, soft matte finish. Bigger than a standard tarot, as you'll see here. Perhaps if I Perhaps if I turn it that way, you can see it a little bit more. So much taller and wider than a tarot deck, but it is that tarot shape rather than an oracle style shape. All right, so let's bring the camera down a little bit and let's have a look at this deck. I don't know if you can hear that, but the rain is beating against the window. I feel very cozy at the minute. Got the candles lit, incense on. I have some peach tea. Oh, beautiful. We have to appreciate the rainy days as well, don't we? All right, interestingly, I've been talking a lot about reframing, and the first card is reframe, as you can see here. So the blue cards is the first set, which is mindset. So obviously reframing our thoughts, our reactions to things. In Buddhism that I used to study years ago, we called it samskara, which is almost an autopilot reaction to something. So something goes wrong, our first response is autopilot and we react in a certain way. We've all done it, I've done it, and I think I still do it, to be honest. It's a constant remembering in that instant, particularly when change happens suddenly. I'm not a great, I'm a lot better, but I don't respond well to change, sudden change, without warning. And my reaction is always instantly the same. And now I have to actively remember to stop, think it through, and not react. But anyway, so as I said in the book, you get here, be open to seeing things from a different angle. That's what reframing is all about. So you get the writing here. The mental realm is where we first process the fuckery that comes our way. This is where the problems become problems, and other things just flow through as a blip on the radar. So I'm not going to read it all, but you get an idea. And then here's the practical kind of action you can take. Write out the issue that immediately came to mind when you got this card. Your first impulse of what needs reframing will likely be the thing you could use the most attention first. That could use the most attention first. Write all about it, your perspective on the issue, how it makes you feel, and any fears or weird energy you have surrounding it. Next, take some time to envision the problem from another angle. So again, a practical element to it as well. And I think that's great. I think this is going to be a really interesting book. What I love about this this deck is the illustrations. This kind of illustration is what I really, really like. I've got some cards in my, in fact it's down here, my little shaman's bag that I showed you last week, which are of the Cartomancy poker deck. I keep it in this little leather pouch. I love this deck and I take it with me to places, but again it'll have that sort of let me see if I can find one to illustrate, that sort of sketchy drawing type that I just really love. This deck, by the way, I know we're not reviewing this deck, but it is wonderful, really, really wonderful. Oh, look at that. So it's that sort of pen and ink type sketchy drawing that I just really love and appreciate. Anyway, like I said, we're not here to talk about the Cartomancy poker deck, but it's one that I carry around with me. I'll put that back. So yeah, and again, the not solid block colours, they have this kind of ethereal sky type mutation of colours. We've got like an indigo colour here going into lighter blues, darker blues. It's just done really nice. They are borderless, but you'll see that where you have the number, you do have this dotted line going around. around, which almost gives the illusion of a border. Here we have zoom out. Look at this, sitting on the crescent moon. Is it true? Yeah, I mean, that's something we should ask ourselves more. Is it true? I hear a lot of stuff and I react, you know, oh, really? And I suppose even by saying really, it's kind of going along the lines of, is it true? A lot of the things we hear, particularly online, not necessarily true. You have to dig deeper and not always take everything at face value. Watch your mouth. This kind of reminds me of the 4 agreements as well. You know, we have to be careful of what we say, particularly in how we are reacting to things, because once you've said it, you can't really take it back. Daydream. I love daydreaming. Nothing wrong with daydreaming. Ride the fence. And then we have let go. I mean, just, you know, if you are worrying about something and you just pull a card and you pull let go, it requires work. Sometimes cards like this can be very over simplistic, and you know, the book probably goes, well, will go into a lot more, but this is your starting off point, isn't it? Let go. Just let go of it. Not as easy to do in practice, but the book gives you a practical exercise as well. Remember when? Oh, I do. What if? You know, dream big. What if? But also, if you're worried about something, well, what if it does come true? Because sometimes the thought of something happening is a lot worse than it actually happening. I went through something in my previous job that, you know, I lived in fear, which was around redundancy. And then when it happened, there was such an enormous weight lifted. And all those years of restructures and surviving and taking on excessive amounts of work to keep in work. Actually, when it came to an end, it was such a relief. Yes, there was a worry about the future, but it actually turned out to be for the best. But hunt for good. See, I really like this. I love it. You know, just one word, decide. But I just love the symbols around the image as well, to sit and contemplate. That's the embrace imperfect. Deprogram. I almost read that completely as a word that doesn't exist, because we don't spell program that way. I was like, what's deprogram? What's a deprogram? And then I realised that wasn't a word, so what else could it mean? But yeah, for us, program has another ME at the end. Speak. Speak your truth. Speak out. Let people know what you're thinking and feeling. And so many times we don't speak out. Worldview. Might not be the same as yours. Okay, and then we go to the second section, which is energetics. And so our colours change, and we have drop in, shift frequency. These cards are very thick, and we get 60. So, like I said, it's a decent size deck. Shutter down, expand, recalibrate. Like this. I'm sure I've seen that design somewhere. I'm wondering if kind of reminds me a little bit of the crystal ball, little oracle cards and things like that. I wondered for a moment if it was the same creator, but it's not. Authenticity, cleanse. Oh look, got the image here from the star card. Open up, unburden yourself, stabilize. Yeah, I don't know how many people do any sort of grounding meditation and things like that, but I find that particularly when my mind is all over the place and I'm feeling quite anxious or I'm overthinking things, and just to stabilize my mind and to breathe and to ground is really important. And you don't, I mean, it helps to go out amongst nature and really ground yourself, particularly if you can find some woodland somewhere. I find that very grounding. I find the ocean, the sea, very calming. But you can do it anywhere. You know, I've sat on a bus before and I've just put some headphones on and some soft music, and I've grounded myself. Oh, and there it is. I mean, two sides of the same coin, really, in my opinion, but, and a line, yeah. Flow and balance. I think this is the last of this one. This is a manifest. It's really important. A lot of people kind of say it quite flippantly. Oh, well, manifest it, make it happen. But there's a lot of power in manifestation. You know, without going too much woo-woo or down a particular rabbit hole, there have been a number of times in my life where I've made things, because everything starts with a thought and its energy, you know, and manifesting things by giving it your attention and your focus and being eye single to that end goal really can pay off. The other side is you can manifest things that you don't want to happen, because again, if you're giving your energy and attention to it, and that's your vibration, your frequency, and that's why I sometimes think, don't dwell on that, don't worry about that, because you could make it a reality. So again, that's why it's really important that we reframe, particularly when we're wanting to manifest. Okay, and then we go into spirituality. Love combinations of pinks and purples, just beautiful. We have soul retrieval, surrender. Sometimes things are out of our control, but we can regain control. And a lot of the times it's just accepting what is, accepting the change and putting our lives in harmony with that. Symbol, dream work, love this. Portal, journey. I think that word gets overused quite a bit. It's my journey, you know, and we're all, life's a journey, but I hear it get used such a lot. Intuition, elementals, the inner cosmos. Look at that. We are a reflection of the universe. supported. Archetypes. How beautiful these illustrations are. Dark winter. Hack the mundane. Dissolve boundaries. Pray. Prayer can mean, I know there's a Christian crossing, there's the hands clasped together, and there's people down on their knees. This has a lot of kind of Christian iconography that I don't necessarily think needs to be there, particularly in a witchcraft deck. However, you know, a spell is a prayer. An incantation is a prayer. Ritual is prayer. Sending out healing is a prayer. So again, it's your interpretation of pray, but okay. And then the final suit is connection. Love the greens. The green is beautiful. We have be present, inner flame, forgive. That can be the hardest thing. The shadow, listen. Oh, look at that. A planchette. Heal the rift. Wow. Ask. Check in. Compassion. Boundaries. We had oh, it was dissolve the boundaries, wasn't it? Interesting. Love. Intimacy. Outer cosmos. Meet yourself. And integrate. So, yeah, that is the Witchcraft Therapy Oracle. They're quite hard to shuffle because, in fact, let me bring the camera back up a minute. Yeah, they're quite hard to shuffle because, I mean, like I said, I've got huge hands, but I can shuffle them. But I think most people probably shuffle that way, perhaps. I struggle doing that way, but, and of course I'm not a riffle shuffler, so, oh dear, yeah, they're not the easiest to shuffle. But anyway, I just wanted to pull a card. They don't fan very easily either. We have manifest. Well, we talked about manifest, didn't we? So, yeah, our message is to manifest. Whatever it is that we want, keep it front and center of your mind. Focus on it. Give it good energy. Visualize it. Visualize it as reality, that it's already happened. That's how we attract. Whatever it is that you want, see yourself in that situation. Live in that experience of having the thing that it is that you want. Let's have a quick look at what the book says. What does the book say? So it's the last card of, which one was it before spirituality? It's the last card of energetics. Hold the vision, make shit happen. Your message today is clear and direct. It's time to stop sitting on the sidelines and take magical action. To manifest is to make apparent, to bring something to life through your will and your focus. To manifest and to understand your power and agency to do so is a bold act of empowerment. It requires understanding that your current reality is not all there is. It's not waiting around for permission or solutions to be handed to you on a silver platter. To manifest is to recognize your own authority to make shit happen. It's trusting your goals and your vision. Are you ready to spring into action? Dare yourself to realize your power as a creator. Have the courage to follow your vision even when it's clear only to you. This card is both a challenge and a call to arms. What are you ready to manifest today? I won't read the activity that you can do because I think that's kind of self-explanatory really with that card. So yeah, a deck that I was too quickly to dismiss. Actually, I think I'm gonna get a lot of use out of. I do like the presentation of this deck. I love the thick cardstock. I love that it's in matte. Love the backs and just the vibe of it, really. I like decks that just have words, 1 or 2 words on the cards. So I'm going to leave this out and I'm going to be pulling a card a day from this. Do you have this deck? I know I think it's might not even be out yet in the UK, but it's available from Oneness Emporium. But it might be out in other countries. And if you do have it, how have you been getting on with it? I'd really be interested to hear your thoughts. And just your thoughts anyway on the deck in the comments below. I do want to add, please keep any comments respectful, kind. I have had to remove some comments on a recent video and even unfortunately block 3 people who were quite personal. You know, this is a safe space for me as much as anybody else, and as long as, doesn't matter if people don't agree, but as long as there's respect, because the world's lacking that at the moment and it's not going to exist here in this space. Check out the deck at Cheryl's shop, Oneness Emporium. Description, as always, will be with this video. And if you use the, can't get my words out. I want to say link, it's not a link. If you use the code below here, Hermits10 at checkout, you'll get 10% off this as well. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone, and until next time, go in peace. Namaste, and blessed be.